Hello and welcome back to SJ Cartier Limited Convos. And today I'm going to give some insight into my life again, and hopefully it could help some of the kids of the younger generation, or even people that are from the same kind of background or urban upbringing that I have came from. So the question I ask myself is, what is 5 mistakes I made whilst I was growing up in Birmingham that I now regret and wish I could change if I could go back now? So what I mean by that is, as you know, I'm 36. I grew up in Birmingham. I moved to London and now I live in Wiltshire. And I would say I've had quite a colourful past. And in my life, I can say I always look back on certain things like my parents, my mother especially, taught me and told me from a young age, and look back at, when she was saying this to me, what did she actually mean? And did I follow it? And do I regret not following these actions? So in this video, I'm going to give a bit of an insight in some of the things that my mum did to try and teach me that I just was being hard of hearing, of listening, and things that I now as an adult kind of have considered and I would have changed for myself and even changed for our children or any other child around, or even adults, as I say. So my first one for me, which I say is a very key part for my life, not always specified to all children, but it is specified to all children because anybody could actually end up in these situations, is going to jail and spending too much time in jail instead of being outside, enjoying my life and progressing my life. So if you know me or if you don't know me, I'm 36 and from the age of 16, I have been going to jail. My first jail was Brinsford. I haven't actually returned to jail now in the last 6-7 years, to be around that. 6-7 years, I haven't been back to jail. And I have consistently kept the priority of the life that I had from the age of 16 up until 29, which is like 13 years I've been in and out of jail. And actually in those 13 years, not being able to say I had one complete year from January to December where I was outside of a prison cell. So I say, me doing so much jail time now, look back on, it made me fall behind a lot of the things that I should be ahead of. It took me away from, of course, as I said in previous videos, friends and family and those just local connections and, let's say, the growth that we were having within some of the communities I was actually part of. Because when you're in jail, not only do they forget you, you kind of forget people on the outside because you're not trying to overly be involved with everybody on the outside. Because as you may have heard from a lot of people who have been to jail, a lot of family and friends let you down when you're in jail. A lot of even people's partners let them down while they're in jail. So when you're in jail, you actually lose that connection with the outside world. And it also kind of changes you personally to who you are when you come out next time. So I say definitely, I've got 5 things here and I've actually written them down as 5 things, but I've actually numbered them by priority. And I think this is my main priority and my main mistake. I went to jail too much times and I went to jail for stupid things when there was so much other things going on that didn't need me to go to jail because we already had this perfectly set up. And this is something that for people that, whether they're on the road now or they've left the road, is something that none of us want. Whether you was on the road or you've never been on the road before, it's something that everybody in life doesn't want. We don't want to take our time away sitting in a prison cell rotting. So of course, that is my first big mistake in my life. And hopefully when I'm doing these videos, it also will give some of you younger viewers that actually insight of, yes, we can do things that are illegal, let's say, but the consequences are, yes, on the road you could die, yes, you will have a lot of beef and issues with other people outside, but also one of the key things is you could end up in jail and lose your whole time, your money, and everything you set up, whether that was a year, 3 or 10 years ago. So I'll go into another state. I saw something the other day where they said that there was a question about whether road is dead, and I've seen a couple reaction videos to it. And to be honest, my outlook on that view is road is dead for me. I heard someone else say, like, road is dead for me. Like, I don't see nothing on the road that really interests me, other than, okay, I could make faster cash. That's an upside. There's a lot of ways to make money, so being on the road is not 100% needed for me, because, as I say, I've grown my business without being on the road, without actually having a legal job either. I've actually been able to grow my business to a stage where I can say I am proud of it. Yes, I can say it's still not the big business that I would like it to be, but I can say I've grown this without being on the road, and it's actually quite strong, and it actually has some kind of what's the word? It has some kind of relevance to others in these communities of things that I sell in. So I can say I've done quite well because I've kept away from the road. Whereas on the flip side, I could have been in jail and this time would not have been taken up to build and grow a business. And also, if I was to go to jail now, everything I've built and grown would have been taken away. So it's not to say that people can't be on the road, because for me it's dead. I've been there, I've done that. I don't want no more jail time. I can't be bothered with arguments and squabbles between friends, associates, or random competition that are doing the same thing. So I haven't got the energy, the time, or the effort to be bothered with it. But I understand there's younger kids that feel like they have the time and effort. And of course, I am not somebody to say to someone, you can't do this, you can't do that, because everybody's going to do whatever they feel they have to do in the circumstances. It's just for people that are younger generation, or even there's adults out there that are my age and older that are still on the road. It's for us to understand and understand that, yes, we're on the road to make money, but we're not trying to stay on the road for life, because at some point death or jail will appear to us, especially when we're living that urban lifestyle that we kind of come from. So it's best to kind of find another solution before you end up sitting in jail and regretting that, you know what, I've got 100 grand sitting down and I didn't go and set up a business that is bringing in 10 grand a week, and I'd be happy with that. I didn't go and do that. Instead, now I've lost 100 bags now because I'm sitting in jail. They've taken my money. Now I've got to spend money while I'm in this jail system. Now I'm taking time away from my connections that I've grown and was growing and could have grown, or new connections that could have been found in that time. So I say, number one, that was my mistake. And yes, I can't tell no one not to go to the road, but it's also the understanding that at some point we have to change our lives around and find a way away from the road, because there's only one option, two options. And for me, I'm obviously still here breathing, talking to you, so death wasn't one of them, but jail was. So yeah, too much jail time I've had. Number two is not focusing on one skill. So when I say that is, I've grown, I've done a lot of courses. I've done gym instructor, I've got my bricklaying courses, I've got professional cookery courses, I've got business courses, I've gone and done my level 2s because I wasn't able to take my GCSEs. I've gone and taken my maths and English level 2s, to which are equivalent to a GCSE A to C. I've got a variety of other qualifications. But with these qualifications, everything I've got, yes, these courses are accredited. So yes, I could go into any gym and become a personal trainer and draw up schedules for individuals. Yes, I can do that. Yes, I can go into a cafe or a restaurant and be not head chef, but be able to be put on any station to cook within these restaurants or cafes or food places. I have the qualifications for that. Yes, I can go into a hairdresser's now and do hairdressing. I have these qualifications, but none of these are actually my career, I'd say. So yes, I'd be very grateful, very thankful and grateful that I've done business studies, because that has also helped me now with my business now, in understanding numbers, in understanding how growth should become, understanding that fast growth doesn't mean long-term longevity, understanding that steady growth doesn't also mean longevity, that it could also mean your profits are not high. So when you understand your numbers, you understand whether your business is growing, whether your business has grown fast and hitting like a period where everybody's aware of you and you're to making the most out of it. But then after that, you have to continue that same pace you was at. Otherwise, other businesses will come and become the new best thing. So understanding your profits, your margins, understanding what you have in capital and what you've actually put into your business. There's a lot to understand with business, and I'd say thankfully I've done business studies and it helped me learn these things before I got into even being on the road and other things. I'd say it also helped me with knowing obviously my business name and my tagline and where I'd want to go. So as if no one ever knows, has never actually asked the question, my business name is SJ Cartier Limited, and SJ Cartier is Samuel Jr. Cartier Limited. And it's just basically my name with a little twang on there, because a lot of people call me Cartier, and it's just been something to just fall off the tongue. So I've just taken it upon myself to use it as my name. Instead of having SJ Carty, which is completely my name, I've just added the twang on there. The limited is obviously because I wanted to not just be a one field business. I wanted my business to be known worldwide for a variety of collectibles that catch my eye. So I added the limited because then I could just separate each kind of business into a separate field, although it's all via my one online marketplace. So that's where I kind of went with the growth, with understanding my business name. With my tagline, I understood that at the time there's a lot of variety of collectibles that come into fashion and go out of fashion. And because I'm not just trying to be the in fashion marketplace for every season, I want to have products that are available to buy through every season, whether this year or whether it's in 20 years. So because my products are here, there and everywhere, and I also want to ship worldwide, I use the tagline here, there and everywhere, which is also what we call them, not similes, it's like a alliteration. Here, there and everywhere, it's like alliteration. So it kind of runs off the tongue as well, and it runs off the tongue with the SJ Cartier. So I thought about my business name, I thought about my business plan, I thought about what stages I need to do and how I need to grow. I've also feel I've put myself in a lot of the leading people's eyes for a lot of the categories that I sell in, although I'm not a leading part of these categories and not having the legal connections that other people have, I'm still known within those fields. So I realize I've done my job in my marketing awareness. And yes, sometimes you'll have bad publicity, but as we say, people ain't talking about you for good or bad. Yeah, it's not, you need to have good and bad publicity. And in business studies, we also learn sometimes bad publicity is the best publicity, because it gets around faster. Bad publicity spreads faster. Bad news always spread faster. And also, on the flip side, bad news can spread faster, but also when it spreads faster, it's free marketing. And if they are aware of you and they were to take other risks, they would then find out the flip side of the bad publicity, and you can prove them wrong via your own service, which is also now you continuing eye levels that you have set out from the beginning in your business plan. So there's a lot of understandings of why we do things, and a lot of it came from business studies. And I say because of having some kind of understanding in that and actually taking time to focus on doing business studies, it has helped me, I'd say, now. And I wish there was other things I actually done that could also have helped me now. Like, instead of just having qualifications now that don't actually help me, that actually aren't just something that I can just take and go and say, yes, I can do this with, and it's fully recognizable to whoever is in that field already. Because I'd say that would have helped me get a job, a legal job, that would obviously help grow a business, because a lot of people start their business from saving from their legal work, and it's a lot easier for them. I've come directly from the roads, and I've kind of been able to use some of my money that I've saved to make something happen. You know what I'm trying to say? And this is what I've forfeited from it. The third one, I'd say, which rolls into now my business, I'd say, as well as lifestyle, is not actually driving from a young age. So a lot of kids growing up, some parents kind of gave them that encouragement to be driving from a young age. They'd pay for their test, they'd buy them car. Obviously in the urban community, it's not always as easy for the parent to say, yes, I'll pay for your lessons and I'll buy you a car, and there you go, son, there you go, daughter, go and drive. So some of us don't always have that immediate start. And as I say, I wasn't a good child, so for my parents to do that, it wasn't for me to be expected from my parents, because I wasn't even deserving of it as a young 16, 17, 18 year old, I'd say, being honest and open. So I can understand, even if my mother and father did have the possibility to do it, it wasn't deserved for me. And I'd say me allowing others to pass their test, not allowing, but me sitting and being comfortable for others to pass their tests and others to drive me, and being comfortable with using public transport, because for me, buses and trains used to be free as I was growing up. Yes, I shouldn't have been free, but I used to enable myself to get my travel and transport for free. So because of that, these were like incentives for me, because all I had to do was either pay a man to put petrol in, or pay a man to just say, yeah, for the day and you can drive me, or for the week, or I've got free public transport. So that kind of didn't over encourage me to want to drive, because I always had accessibility to get anywhere I needed around the country. So I say that is a big mistake, because now as I've come to a place where I'm growing my business, and yes, I've sat here and I've had my I've come off my ban now for 2 years now. I could have gone and done my driving, and it has been a mistake as well, I say, in the last 2 years, that I haven't actually passed my test. But then I also say it's kind of, it hinders me, but it's also a help in some ways. But I wish I had passed it from a young age, because it wouldn't be the thought plan now about it. It wouldn't seem as difficult with everything that's happened in my life afterwards. So I'd say doing it from earlier was a big mistake, that I didn't do it. And my one promise to myself with regards driving was not to get banned before you even have your license, and that's what I went and done in my later ages. So I kind of regret those things by not actually passing my test. So for kids also listening, I'll give a recap, but I would say focus on some studying and focus on actually getting driving, because these things will enable you to be able to get around where you need to, and it will also keep you away from just being sociably online. It will enable you to get places. So yes, I can use public transport now, But in my local area, public transport isn't as always accessible to get to everywhere. It's a multiple amount of trains. Trains are delayed and cancelled, and the destinations I can reach aren't as far as, let's say, I'm sitting in Birmingham train station or London, where you can reach around the country on 1-2 trains. So that has stopped me being as sociable as I would, because I'm not driving, and knowing the cost of trains and the delays on trains and the times on trains, it's not enabling me to get everywhere I want to for the times, but in the time frame I need to get there. And that's all down to me not being able to drive.
So do you think that, yes, you were saying it's because obviously you had everyone around you could drive, so they could just help you get wherever. But do you think it's also, had you not spent so much time inside, do you think you would have been more
inclined to pass my test?
Yeah, like you would have done those things then, because obviously you're not inside so much.
There is that thought plan, because to be extremely honest, saying I haven't passed my test and all of that is like, it just sounds like, because I haven't really give a full picture. Like, I have not wanted to drive for a very long time, for very true, like, but in my younger days, when I had my first, one of my houses, I think, how old was I? That's for the house that they're trying to claim for this council tax for now. Like, I forgot. No. That was, I think that I was about 19, 20s, early 20s, I'd say. I was taking lessons then. So I was doing my lessons, and if I didn't go to jail, I would have continued obviously doing my lessons, and I would have passed my test. So I can say yes, in my mind frame, I don't think I would have, but then as I say, jail has stopped me from continuing the lessons I was doing. Because I said to you, I had the Muslim brother on my road, literally there, and I used to just call him every couple of times a week or whatever, and he'd take me driving, and I was getting ready to go and do theories, and I was doing my theory and stuff. So I possibly would have passed my test at that age, because I could drive, and I was my theory, book smart, I can do that. So I was in the process, and jail did take it away from me. But then I can't say that, because I'd also say that's the one time, the one period. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And in the rest of that majority of period, my mindset wasn't on trying to drive. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't know if it was jail that took that time frame away, because it did at that point. But my mindset was always trying to drive. So even when I was driving before I got banned, I'd still just leave my car parked up sometimes, and still make them pick me up or jump on the train. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So me driving wasn't always something that I felt. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not my top priority at them times. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I never overly thought about it or cared about it, because I was able to get where I needed to get to, whether I drove or not. You get it? But I was doing my lessons, and jail did stop me from continuing my lessons. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because to be honest, if they didn't take my house away, I would have still had the same driver, because he lived on my road. And we've been to masjid and things together, so the brother was proper. You know what I'm trying to say? So he was all right with me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I would have done it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So thank you for that. The fourth one of my mistakes I'd say that I'd made that I wish I could have changed is not moving away sooner. So when I say, like earlier, about being on the road and understanding that sometimes we have to recognise when the road is actually done for us, and we have to change and try and make this legit money, even though it may be a bit slower money, it's still going to be legit money, and try and grow something that we can leave for the children of tomorrow and the grandchildren of next week, in example. So when we're able to do that, we'll understand that sometimes you may need to move away. And I think for me, I will talk about this in one of my next videos. But for me, moving away, I wish I did move away a lot sooner. I always had capabilities to move away, whether it was, I'd say, okay, then I say I always had capabilities, but I never had the opportunity I have with you now. So you wasn't the reason before why I would have moved away. I could have moved away for many reasons with other females that wouldn't have made me be in the position I am with you now, or as happy as I may be now, or even be able to grow the way we've grown now. So I'd say definitely, for sure, moving away sooner, because I think if I moved away sooner, a lot of the local distractions of my drama and other amount of friends and associates' drama wouldn't have slowed me down, I'd say. And although I didn't involve myself in people's drama, I was always involved in drama. Because I have my own drama, and if I'm with people in drama, I'm going to be in drama. So, you know what I'm trying to say? Unless it's two people beefing that I kind of get along with, then I'm in the drama now. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of peak to say, like, growing up in the hood, yeah. It's leading into my fifth one. I won't say too much, but yeah, I'd say definitely leading, not moving away sooner, and using the opportunities of meeting a lot of people I've met around the country that do a lot of bigger things than what we actually, even though we have a lot in Birmingham, we don't have that always growth mindset in Birmingham. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I say, like, yes, the mindset is there, but I see a lot of men actually that are from the road, they find it more comfortable when we've moved away from Birmingham to expand and grow ourselves. Whether we come back or whether we stay in Birmingham, it's when we get further afield that we feel like, yes, we've grown a bit bigger. Do you get that? And I think that's like something within us, because I think that's why you'd see brummies everywhere, and we'd go like country's a brum thing. Country, like, man going to other cities and towns is a Birmingham thing that we kind of do, that other people have taken on and now call it country because they want to go Scotland or go Wales or go to an area that they're not from. That's like a Birmingham mentality. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Other than the big businesses and people that want to go to London, because obviously there's a reason to go to London because of the connections. Other than that, these other little places is something that Brummies kind of were doing and have been doing and still do. So it's that thing of, we have a small mindset, but we have a bigger mindset when we spread out. So I think if I had spread out from earlier, my mindset would have expanded as it always did when I went to other areas and other people showed me little things. It helped man doing what we was doing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Even though we enabled them to do what they were doing, they enabled us with new skills and new loops of ways to make money that wasn't happening in Birmingham. So I can say, if I moved it away from Birmingham and took some of my opportunities that I had just setting up and houses I had in different cities, I may have been in a better position from early. And I say a lot of my problems, yes, I used to run around teething up and down the country and stuff and doing other things. But to be extremely honest, like, when man got to other like places, man ain't really been locked up. A lot of the drama for what man are getting locked up for is for things that happened in the area. Man ain't getting locked up for a lot of things, just they're out of here. Whereas in the area, man get locked up for these things. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's also that overstanding, like, man would have kept ourselves away from a lot of other things just like anyway, because it just kept us away. So, or kept me away anyway. So staying away from a lot of these places kind of, or just taking a break and taking a longer break and not just coming back every week, or taking a break and like I've done now. You know what I'm trying to say? So I wish I kind of done it earlier. Although, as I say, it wouldn't have been the same because it wouldn't have been me and you then. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
I wish I took it a bit earlier. And the fifth one, I'd say, which rolls into off the back of that, is having too many friends and associates. I'd say that has been something that, okay, then, so as I said to you at the beginning, like, there's some of these things that I look back on that, as a big man now, these are things that I kind of regret, and things that I would try and teach younger generations to kind of think about their decisions when they're making these decisions. But also, these are things that my mother also has kind of tried to install in me. So whether that's obviously, of course, stop getting into trouble, stop doing things to people's kids and taking things, because you will end up in jail. And I'm not coming to see you in jail. And you're not going to be able to get this job, you're not going to be able to do this. So stay away from jail. Number one, mummy used to tell me that. It's the same for kids now, whether you're on the road or not. The priority is for you not to go to jail. And if you're doing something on the road, to find a time where you can be able to stop before you end up going to jail or you end up dead. So jail, not going to jail, is something for the parent, my mother taught me, and for us to teach the younger generation, and also some confused elderly people that are older than me that want to call themselves OGs, but jail could loom around the corner and you haven't made an exit plan. Number two was not focusing on a skill. My mum told me from a young age to go to college. In Sam, you could do anything at university. Just keep your mind in your books, get some qualifications, go to college, get a skill, go to university, get a good job, and continue using your brain because you are a clever boy. So stick to your books. I didn't want to stick to my qualification. I didn't want to gain skills from a younger age. Yes, I went and done business studies at college, but it took me till I was like 5 years behind people to decide I want to go to college. So people that I was going to college, yes, there was people my age and a lot of people older, but the higher percentage of the people in the college were just leavers from school. I'd left school 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So that shows I was already behind the people that had already been to school who were my age group. So I could have done that earlier if I'd listened to my mother. And that's something we want everyone, whether you're on the road or not on the road. We want you to have some skill that you can fall back on for yourself and be able to rely on yourself. So I say I'm very grateful that I was very always on computers, because it has helped me now build a website and build not just a website, but build an online marketplace that you can find anywhere in the world and can ship to you anywhere in the world. That's due to my studies and what I've learned from growing up. Get a skill. Your skills can help you not rely on people. So if eBay crashes tomorrow and Amazon crashes tomorrow, I've still got my own website. It's not to say I use those things, but it's just to show you, like, I'm not relying on their platform to be up and running. I'm relying on my company I pay my money to do the service that they're supposed to do for what they say. And if they keep doing what their service is supposed to do, I will keep my service. And that's it. And if my service is down, I'd expect everybody else's in the world to be down. Because I'm working off WordPress as well. So WordPress controls more than 50% of the internet and websites and Google. So if that's down, then everybody else is down. You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas if eBay's down, I'm not stressed. Like, I'm not relying on them, and now I have to think, how am I going to sell this 10,000 products that I had on my eBay store with no front door to sell these? How am I going to sell them? You have to find another resource. So having a skill, if I had a skill to be a bricklayer, I don't need to rely on people to actually employ me. I could go and just knock on doors and find jobs to do. I don't have to rely on someone. I just have to show someone that I can do what I'm going to do. I could actually buy land, build a house and sell it. I could actually do a lot of things with a skill of knowing I'm a bricklayer. So finding skills that you can go and set up a business, not just a career with. something that you can do off your own back.
Yeah. So, yeah, so obviously that's involving other people in with you as well, if that was a skill you chose. So, do you feel like if you had less people around you, or maybe brought, had less friends or associates around you from a younger age, you wouldn't have been in trouble as much? Do you think it would have taken you down
To be
a
honest,
different road?
we can say the community will raise us, but we're all our own human beings, to be honest. So we all decide what to do. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, I'll give an example, yeah? I may smoke weed. Not all my friends that were around me smoke weed. Yeah? Some of my friends that I've been around do things higher than weed. Doesn't mean I have to do that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, understanding, like, just because we grew up in an area, yes, it can influence us. But as I said to you, the very first time I started selling, like, the harder drugs when I was a younger kid, yeah, and I realised who was taking these things, it opened my eyes to, you can't believe it, you can't follow people. Because I had respect for certain people till I saw what they were on. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because for me, that's a weakness in you that made you go and follow someone, or you wanted to look for something that was whatever. I don't even know. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So just because I used to say hello to you and I had respect for you, and now I find this out, that doesn't mean now I'm going to go and follow you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Just because you want to go and rob this man, doesn't mean I have to go and rob that man either. You know what I'm trying to say? Just because man want to go to that ends and that's your ends, I may not want to be in the ends, and I may want to just be in the ends round the corner or the ends over the other side. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, just because people were doing what they were doing didn't always influence me. I was never someone, for instance, that, yes, I may have taken things from people, but I was never someone that someone can just push something on. So yeah, have that. Go do that over there, or because I wasn't that type of person to just be pushed onto something. I will say I was never led by anybody to do anything. It was all my decision of what I wanted to do. No one made me feel like I had to be in this area. No one made me feel like I had to sell this. Nobody made me tell me I have to rob that person. Nobody told me I had to go and jump on train to thief. Nobody told me I had to do anything I wanted to do. Then it was all my decision making. Yes, my community could encourage that, and my friends and associates may be interested in what I'm doing or be doing the same thing, which makes it easier for what I'm doing, but it's still all down to me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's a lot of us that will say, yes, where we grew up made us touch the road. No, because there's a lot of men that when I was growing up were still going, like, I tell you, that my brethren who called me, like, however long, about a month ago, he was going to uni. Man used to be on the road, he never used to smoke. Man used to go into uni, man used to go and check him at uni and chill. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And yeah, man may be the deal around in his uni, but he's a uni boy. And that's, you know what I'm trying to say? Not that he's a uni, he grew with us, but he went to uni. He can't smoke. He shouldn't smoke. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, maybe you're 1-2 friends a year, mate, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So just because one person's doing something around us doesn't mean that just because of that everyone's influenced by it. That's a weak-minded thing, I'd say, and that's something I'm trying to get the difference between. You get it? It's not that people led me; it maybe enabled it to be easier. Because everything I decided I wanted to do in my life is what I wanted to do. As I said to you, there's people that don't smoke weed. There's people that do harder drugs than weed. That doesn't mean me smoking weed should follow any of them. Doesn't mean that I should stop because you don't smoke. Doesn't mean I want to try something harder because you're doing something harder. I just smoke weed. I'm very... You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I shouldn't smoke cigarette, But man, no, I just like my embassy. So that's what I like.
Yeah.
I don't want no other cigarette from you. I just have my own cigarette, and my own cigarette is embassy, and that's what I'm sticking to. So although it's bad to smoke cigarettes, you still have the decision to make whether you smoke and what you smoke.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get you.
So
when you say you wish you had not had so many friends and associates, what about that then was a negative for you then?
that's what I was trying to say.
A smaller amount
that's
would be
the
better.
negative is why I'm trying to go now. This is why I was trying to say what my mum said.
Yeah.
To finish it. Yeah. So with number 3, what did I say? Too much jail time. Mum told me not to go to jail. Learn a skill. Mum told me from young, go to college, use your brain. Focus on driving. Mum didn't tell me about focusing on driving too much. It wasn't overly focused on driving, although she was always going to drive, and I've been in the car with her trying to drive and all of these things. So it was around me for me to understand how to drive and be able to understand the ways to go. Yeah. Not moving away from home. She did tell me as well, take yourself away from what you know and just try and start afresh a few times. Yeah. Take yourself away. And then the other thing was, you have too many friends and associates. Yeah. And when you realize having so many friends, most of those friends don't care for you. That is the problem of having too many friends and associates. Because for me, I have a big heart. So if you're my friend, my associate, my family member, someone I just randomly see and have respect for, then my respect for you is just going to be on a level where I just show you respect and show you morals, and it's just how we go. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to try to backstab you. I'm not going to chat behind your back. Yeah. I'm just going to just keep it real with you, 100. And if we don't like each other, you realise I won't talk to you. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So having too many friends and associates leaves you the trap to be able to be tricked up by too many friends or associates. Do you get it?
Yeah.
It's not that they're leading you to do things, but it's also that evil eye. Do you get that?
Yeah.
You have too many eyes watching what you're doing, talking about what you're doing. So I say, if I was quite a quiet person, not many people would talk about what I'm doing. And I'm a quiet person, and I've tried to be quiet because I've kept myself in my house and I only travel where I've got to travel for the business or us or, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't really just travel to socialise anywhere right now. Do you get that?
Yeah.
So everywhere I travel, there's a purpose. You know what I'm trying to say? So too many eyes now. So let's say I put it to you, even with the business then, I want to travel to a new area to go and look for things like a car boot and charity shop. Yeah. If I walk in these car boots and these charity shops, there's going to be faces that recognise who SJ Cartier is. That's because people have recognised who I am. So when I come to that store now and they may have gave me that for half price, they now want to give it me for 75%. Because they recognise who you are. They may not want to help you.
Yeah.
So too many eyes on you may not want to help you, but the way want to trip you up. And you can't always avoid every trip. Do you get that? So having too many friends and associates allowed me to trip up in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
Do you get that? Never led me down any wrong path, because I'm my own man and I do what I want to do. But I can say, you know what? Certain times I've got in problem with them because of them.
Yeah.
Certain times I've got in problem with them because of you. Certain times we got locked up, not because of me, because of you.
Yeah.
Certain times we lost money because of you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Could have been even just a girl. I could have got this girl, but because you're with me now, I can't get this girl. It's a trip up. She's a good woman. But you're acting an idiot when I'm trying to be a different guy for this woman. So I've lost one. Do you get it? So it's in everything, like life, women. I realise, like, as I said to you, like the same with you, I've got you as my woman, And the only reason I brought you back to the ends was to meet my mum
Yeah.
and go to my mum's. Other than that, just bringing you around the area just to stand up or sit in man's house or go to this party and club with man or it's dead. And the reason I haven't kept it like that, because I don't really care what people have got to say. Real recognise real what we are. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I know I've got my own game for you in that sense. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So however I've got you is how I've got you, and no one can change that because I keep it real with you. Yeah? But bringing you a bit round earlier may have been a bit influence into my lifestyle, and people could have made a bad stink on my name because of they're just around. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And even to a little thing, yes, I'm not going to say I've been squeaky clean and kept you away from madness, but you haven't been around no madness. I could have just been in the club with you and man had got a problem, and now you've got to go over there and man having a problem over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? That could have stopped you from wanting to be around me because of that lifestyle. There's a lot of things that could have changed. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Whereas I can say, you know what? I've never brought you for that sociable thing, and that's something I've learned from the road. You can't have too many friends and people around you when you want to go link a decent woman or a decent girl. Yeah, we do the group. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, we can do it, but even with the same like an area, if I've got a nice ends, I ain't just bringing everybody and anybody to my ends. Are you coming to my ends? This is my ends. I'll come check you in your ends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
No, yeah, because
So-
it goes with everything. It will go with your business. It's
That's
like
what I'm saying.
If too many cooks spoil the broth.
Do you get that?
So
It's the same thing. I'm going to do a video on it soon. Like even with the Whatnot versus Fanatics thing now. And I think that's why Whatnot, as I said, has gone downhill. Especially in the UK. Too many cooks spoiling the broth.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I'm trying to say? And these too many cooks would have said, I'm the one extra cook. But if I'm the one extra cook, who are the next 100 cooks you brought in to replace this one cook? They've messed it up even more.
Yeah.
So too many friends and associates had too many eyes on me and too many people with things to say.
Yeah.
Too many things that I just chill here and I've been involved in this and I chill here and be involved in this. So yeah, I'm doing my own thing, but I was relaxed with my own thing. So I got other things here, just other things going on. There's too many friends, too many associates, too many links, too many.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Sometimes man can't get nothing in the ends and they think they're the plug, but I can. Do you get that? So it's like too many friends, too many associates. You know what I'm trying to say? Just too many eyes. And that's something my mum told me. You realise this is whether you go in jail. I was standing up on roll with 20 man, 30 man just the other day. And how many of these men have sent me money or actually gone and got my clothes or gone and done anything that I asked them to do? Do you get that? And sometimes, yes, sometimes you have to ask to get these things done, but sometimes you shouldn't have to ask. These things just got to be done. Man should just recognise like, yo.
Yeah.
Do you get that? So too many friends and too many associates. Also too many eyes. So if men are gone and collected something, might be 3-4 men collecting now, that's a split.
Yeah.
Then one man and saying, oh, you know what, let me give him his thing. Let me give him his thing.
Yeah.
Man are just collecting debts but not paying up the debt that they collected. Don't make sense. You get that? Too many eyes, that's why a couple man went there to collect that debt. That's why a man decided to just, you know what? That's a little change for us. It's not even enough. Where if it was one man, it might have been like, let me send that and keep the little change man said to keep. Let me just get those. You know what I'm trying to say? There's too much to worry about.
Yeah.
Which is in everything. Do you get that? So you had 5 things. And I'm not going to say they're mistakes, actually. I'm going to revert from that because I don't think they are mistakes. They're learning curves. Because a lot of these things, as I said, these have grown me anyway to be who I am, and like without having too many friends and associates, I want to got to understand and grow my own strength within myself to be whoever I am.
Yeah.
Do you get that? Like, it's like, as I said to you before, you have to be punched in the face to know how to fight, or even to know that you can take a punch. You can't walk around thinking you're 10 men and you've never been punched in your face. That first time you get punched in your face, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So it's best to get punched in your face a few times before you know anyone can punch me in my face, because I'm gonna carry on. See what I'm trying to say? So you have to learn. These are learning things.
Yeah.
But I say definitely they are like mishaps in my life that whether you're a young child or you're an adult still in certain things and not knowing where to go, I'd say too much jail time is not a place none of us want to go. We all need to focus on a new skill, whether we've just left school or we're 40, 50 and we haven't got a skill. Try find a new skill. It may change your life more than you even know. Yeah? Focusing on driving, that's more of a personal thing, but I'd definitely say have your means to be able to take yourself wherever you want to be. The same as the skill enables you to take yourself to do whatever you want to be, so does driving. It enables you to take yourself where you need to be. I'd say not moving away too far, always think out of the box, and that's what moving away from your home allows you. It allows you to think out of your box in a place where you don't have too many friends and too many associates. You only have yourself and your willpower, and whatever you make an eyes are on you are down to whatever happens from now. So yeah, I hope that was a quite enjoyable one today. I know it was another long one, but I hope you get to understand like a bit more again, as I say, about me, and hopefully some of these things can help somebody out there kind of not make certain mistakes or fall into certain traps that I may have fell into, or even fell into a laziness of not doing certain things that we know we actually can do and should be doing. So yeah, thank you today for joining SJ Cartier Limited Convos, and I hope you have a good day.